Hey crafty friends, it's Amy from Amy B Creates. I am here today to do a card kit with you. It's called Screne Scenes, and it is our workshop. So comes in a box. It's one of our box kits. So it's gonna come like this. If you buy it from me retail, I take them out of the box. They store a lot easier. But these are great items to take to a one-day crop. If you're traveling, they pack really well. You have everything that you need in these kits to make cards or anything like that. So it's really nice. They pack easy. You have everything you need, including your adhesive and all of that good stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and make a card kit for you so you can see just how easy and quick these make great gifts, either to somebody that's a crafter and wants to make them themselves, or make them yourself and then give them to someone as a gift. Like, here's 9 cards that I made for you. If you come to one of my in-person meetings or into my house or events, I do sell them 5 for they're $28 a piece. If you buy 2, they go down to $28. If you buy 3 or 4, they go down to $25. They go down. And if you buy 5 different kits or 5 kits total, you pay $20 each. So super good deal. So let's go ahead and let's make one of these kits. All right, so I've got everything out of my kit. So here it is. It is the Screne Scenes. These are really pretty, you guys. Really, really pretty. I love them. And when I opened it up, I knew that I had to do something for you guys so you could see these. So the directions, super simple. I know I've gone over these a bunch of different times, but it's kind of IKEA-like, where there's no writing. They don't tell you step 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. But they're gorgeous. So this is kind of showing you all the different parts and pieces that you would need and everything that you need to get in. And if you really are a true beginner, you can go ahead and you can scan the QR code and it will walk you through. Just kind of like what I'm going to do today. But you get envelopes with this one, dimensionals, your stamps, punch outs, a block. These are little adhesive rounds, your card bases, more punch outs, your ink pad. I mean, you get everything that you need. This one, you don't need a scissors. Sometimes if there's a ribbon or a yarn, you might need a scissors. I have a few things. I'm more of a seasoned stamper, as you probably would be aware. So instead of opening my little ink spot, I'm going to actually, which is gray granite, I'm going to use my ink pad of gray granite. So I'm going to be using that. And instead of using the block that came with, I'm going to use my block, just a little bit bigger, easier to hang on to. You definitely don't need anything more than that, but I just have this here. So I use those in a lot of my classes. I will use these and everything else I have here. So let's go ahead and make a couple of cards. It's going to be really fast. So let's see how long and what we can do. So I have some of the punch outs done. So these are really easy to do. So this is our first card. I'm going to have the directions kind of off here so you can kind of see how I'm going to be working with this. I've just got a pad underneath here. This is the first punch out. So they're going to go like this. And this is, if you can't see it on here, it's like a watercolor paper. So that is it's really pretty, really pretty. Okay, so our first step says to take the words, just a note to let you know how much you're appreciated. And we're going to stamp inside the card. So just going to remove it from the carrier sheet. I like to put it down and then grab it with my block, just like that. I'm going to ink, stamp off, ink, stamp off. Just this kind of seasons it. So this is the card base. I'm not going to quite fold it yet, but it is all scored for you. So I'm going to lay it down here, kind of line it up on my pad. And since I've got all of them out, I'm just going to stamp them all right away. And if you're a little maybe off, not quite as straight as you thought you should be, remember, these are handmade cards. So I think they're going to be just fine. I'm going to go ahead and score them. I can use my fingernail. I do have my bone folder here that works good to score them or to crease them because they already are scored. So we've already got step 1 done on here. Now we're going to go ahead and do step 2. I'm going to take that off. I've got my, if you're crafting at home and you don't have a stamp chamois or anything, you could use a baby wipe. You could even just use a wet paper towel. That will help get that off and clean your stamp. I'm just going to put that up here because I don't know if we're going to need it again. I think we might. And then it's this stamp, and it's just texture. We're going to call it texture. Picking it up again. Another way to season your stamp is just to go on the back of your skin, but I'm just going to go like this. And now we're going to go ahead and we're going to send it or stamp it a little off center, kind of that way. And if you didn't want it as dark, we could go stamp off and then stamp again. And see, it's going to give it a real different look this time. So neither way is right or wrong. It's just different. All right, so we've got that. So it's kind of looks like writing maybe, but not really. So we're going to go ahead and put that one off to the side. I'm going to clean that guy. I know we're going to use this one again. And this is just a stamp chamois in an old stamp case. So it's really nice. It stays wet in there. Not sopping wet, but dry. Or not dry, damp. Let's use the right word, Amy. Right technology. We've got one more piece that we're going to stamp. And it's on these little guys right here. And it says hello. I'm going to leave them in the carrier. I think it's going to be easier to see them as I stamp versus trying to. So I need 3 of these. Hello, hello, hello. All right. And now I can punch them out. And these punch out extremely nice. So here you can see them. They're like laser cut. So they're super nice how they come out. Okay, so we have step 1 done. We have step 2 done. We have the first part of step 3 done. And now it looks as if we need to put on our pine trees. These pine trees right here, we need 3 of them. And we need to put a dimensional on them. So we're just going to put 1 dimensional on each one of these. These are the larger dimensionals. I kind of like to do these all at the same time. That way then everything is done all at the same time. All the cards are done. You can pull these off with your fingers. I take your pick tool. All right, this guy's gonna go over to the side here. This will finish up step 3. The Take Your Pick tool is really nice. It just kind of flicks that little piece right off. 2, last one, 3. So I'm recording this the last week of May. Oh my God, I was going to say June, but it's only May, last week of May. How can it be the last week of May? The year is just absolutely flying by. So we're coming up on a new month. So what does that mean? That means there'll be a new product of the month. Just making sure I know I had another one here. All right, and now we're going to put some dimensionals on. These are already had punched out. So we're just going to add our dimensionals on here. It even tells you how many dimensionals to use, which I think is it's really nice. So we're going to go ahead. So if you are a total novice, this is kind of a foolproof. My granddaughter absolutely loves these kits. She loves making the cards. She'll do a lot of my samples for me. And she's going to be in 7th grade this fall. I think she's got 4 days of 6th grade left. Okay, so I'm going to put this one on. Now look at this. You guys, it's so cool how they did this. They made it. Ooh. So that you can put it right on, and they print it on the outside so it looks just like it should. Okay, so we've got one more little thing to put on. All right, sorry, the doorbell rang, so if there was a little lag in there, I am sorry about that. All right, we're going to put this one on. I see it was a little over the edge. If it's too big or you don't get it on just right, you can cut them down. I'm going to just redo this one. I got plenty. And I got my little dot on there. And I'm just going to go right there. Look at how cute is that? Isn't that just a neat card? So we'll just finish these up really quick. I will go off camera and finish them and be right back. All right, all 3 of these are done. So you can see this is the one that we use the stamping off. They're the 2nd generation. And there's that one. Isn't that just, I think it's really cool. And the tree's in a little bit different spot in each of them. But this paper is just really neat. Very cool. Loving it, loving it. Okay, so that's that set. Now we're going to do the second one. Oh, and these are the envelopes, guys. Check out these envelopes. They're so cute. All right, the second one is this purple card. So purple card. This is the frame around it. Same type of frame that we did before. I wanted to see you guys to see how easy these were to punch out. If you really like this paper, you got a little extra, that watercolor. But again, look at this. You can just, oh, amazing. Okay, so there's 2 different words that we do on this one. Congratulations on the inside. I told you we're going to use that texture stamp again, and then you did it. So I'm going to go ahead, stamp those just like we did the last time, and then I'll come back and we'll put them together. All right, I've got 2 of them put together. I wanted to put them together for the last one of this one for you. So here you can see what it looks like. We've used that texture. Congratulations. So what I did is I also used all the way around. Now, remember I said you could cut these? So I'm going to take, and this is a Teflon coated scissors. I don't know where my little thing went. So it doesn't get goopy. We've all had our scissors do that. So this is on the outside edge, so I can do that. Use my pokey tool, pick up my adhesive. There we go. And on this guy, I'll go ahead. It's my bone folder. There's a little shrub, pre-printed, die cut on here. He goes off into that side. Here's where I love the take your pick tool. This is just the pokey end. And it's just a flick of your wrist and they pop right out and they attach themselves right to there. We can line this up. I really like how they did this one. Really like this one. All right, so here's my little half one and my little circle of adhesive. Really, it does work. Just poke it off. There we go. And then right up here in the corner, you did it. Great for graduation, especially guys, you know, or, you know, getting a new job. This is that time of year where no college help and, you know, that kind of thing. So there's pretty cool. So there's 2 of the 3 sets of cards. The next one is, we're going to do something on the envelope. Same envelopes for all of them. So we're going to do some, it's Happy Father's Day. I might not use Happy Father's Day on all of them, but I might on most of them. But isn't this one cool too? And again, we've got our frame punch outs here. So we can just add them right to it. And then we've got we've got the pine trees. And then we've got the square, the Happy Father's Day. So we've got a couple little extra pieces on them, which is just fine. I'd rather have that if you screw up. So there's 4 of these, but we only need 3. And then we'll do the stamping. We're going to do some stamping on the envelope. Let's actually do that right away. And then I'll come back and put it together for you. So we're going to go ahead and grab that texture stamp again. I should know that it is definitely well used. So we're going to go ahead, add it right there. Come back with our tree stamp. Multiple blocks. You can do this with one. And then we're going to add one here and one there. We'll do that to all 3 stamps or all 3 envelopes. Pretty cool, huh? Yep. All right. I'll do some stamping and assembling and assemble one together. All right. So everybody has been stamped and attached on the 3rd card, but this one. So let's go. I wanted you guys to see why they put an extra piece in. This one didn't stamp quite so well, so I did use that 4th one. All right, so I'm going to learn by some of my mistakes, and I'm going to put this down here because it didn't quite come out the way I wanted it to. And now I'm going to add my little tree there because the other one I had it way up too high and too far over. So now I'm just going to take these off with a flick of my wrist every time on here, holding it down. All right. And now we can just line this right back up. Our tree is right on there. And then we're going to go ahead and do right like that. I'm actually, because I did this on a couple other ones, I'm just going to use 2 of the adhesive dots. There's enough there that's popped up that you're not going to need them on this one. So we're just going to go like right here. And that little tree is sticking out above. So that is the kit. How cool is that? So 3 of this card with envelopes, 3 of this card with envelopes, and 3 of this card with envelopes. So I love these kits. Like I said, for $20, you get 9 cards, which is $2 a card, a little over $2 a card. So think about it. Have you gone to Hallmark or the drugstore or wherever to buy a card? It's like $7 for a little card. So great way to make them. You don't have a huge investment, and you can make this card basically again, you can get refills for it as well. Your stamp, you have an ink pad, you have a stamp, you have a block, you have extra adhesive. And then you can get extras of the cards and the embellishment, the extra things, the consumable part of it. So that's what it is. I will put the link in the comments below. Have a great afternoon.